Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, it's Irad, and so today we are going to take a look at Inside Star Citizen. Every week we are reacting to the latest episode, and this one is one that I'm particularly excited about. I love snub ships, I love TIE fighters, so we are going to take a look at the work done on the MISC, or the MIRAI I should say, the MIRAI Fury. Here we go.
Invictus is here, and for the next 2 weeks, we'll be learning and showcasing as much as we can about the new ships and vehicles making their debut at this year's event. And since there's nothing that I can say that's anywhere as cool as what you're about to see, let's just get right to it, shall we?
Maybe some sales
We have
later.
a lot of ships and vehicles in our game now. Keeping brands with a consistent theme is important because it helps immerse you in the universe. You see a ship of a certain style and role, and you go, that's that manufacturer.
Yeah,
so having
that's what I said
brands
last week.
and sub-brands or entirely different brands helps strengthen that narrative. MISC is traditionally very industrial, very civilian, and we really like MISC styling as a brand. It made sense to introduce MIRAI as their performance subdivision.
There's a lot of possibilities for where we can take this brand in the future. And not only will MIRAI be heading in new directions design-wise, it's also a great opportunity to go in unsafe directions.
Which is what we're seeing here. I think that they're really going to take the whole blending human and GN technology one step further, and that's what we are starting to see here with this particular ship, which I believe maybe could be heralding as well some other types of vehicle. Maybe we'll have a MIRAI type of cargo vehicle, a bit similar to the Raylan, perhaps. That would be quite interesting.
That maybe MISC wouldn't have done themselves.
There's definitely
kind
a lot of
blending of human and Xi'an technology already in MISC, and one of their charges is going to be taking it even farther.
This is a TIE fighter, or TIE Interceptor, actually. Look at how small it is. I'm telling you, I'm going to pick 3 for myself. Some will be given away next month as well.
With the introduction of MIRAI as a brand, this gave us the perfect opportunity to introduce a more military fighter to the lineup, and so we introduced the MIRAI Fury. The MIRAI Fury is extremely compact.
The cockpit
it allows
like a TIE. I wish the struts were a little bit thicker.
As small a package as we could possibly make a ship of this classification.
The Fury is a cockpit with some engines, some components, and some weapons strapped to it, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, it's a TIE fighter.
So the MIRAI Fury aims to take everything that makes Xi'an super impressive with all of its grav tech and ability to gimbal thrusters and be super maneuverable. It has really cool folding wings that allows you to get it into tiny ships.
So if you have a ship with a cargo grid or an area for cargo that's...
Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. So this is in a regular hangar, right?
If you have a ship with a cargo grid...
No, this is not a regular hangar. This is a C2 Hercules, yes. And it really doesn't take that much space. I think you can easily fit 1 and 2 on each side.
A ship with a cargo grid.
Now look at this. You can put 2 of them in the cargo of a Constellation.
Or an area for cargo that's large enough. 3. And a door big enough to fit it in, you can get the ship on board.
Not in the Pisces.
And helps provide on-demand support from any attack.
Now, where is this here? What kind of hangar is this? I do not recognize it. No, that's not the Carrack.
That you may find yourself coming under whilst...
What ship is this? I think it's the Carrack, right?
Out in deep space.
Yeah, so
some might look at this and say the MIRAI Fury reminds them of another popular space craft. What would you say to that?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Cool. I like the Jared's reference here. That's hilarious. Well, no, of course they were not going to say that that it's a nod to the TIE fighter, but it is. It's very well done. I love it so much. It's going to be very fragile,
so
obviously,
when you approach
very
the Fury,
glass cannon, but it will make a lot of damage.
Big glass dome that gives you massive visibility, and then the seat will pop out and come and present itself to you, a little bit like the Asperia Talon.
Oh yes,
so you get to look at this massive glass canopy, which is super helpful for the pilot. And when it's in like its collapsed mode, you get to see all the different underneath parts of the wing with all like the nose step on it, where the maintenance guys would have to step on. You've got the component bays coming out the side of the body.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really a pod. It's like the TIE fighter. It really is a pod, and all the components are attached to it. And I guess that all engineering is
everywhere you go, there's just components everywhere. It's crazy how densely packed this thing is together. You've got air-to-air refueling port on the top. You've got all all your personal storage. Yeah, and the flaps at the back.
So if you have, like in your fleet, if you have a Starfarer, then that's where you'll get the
back as well. We can't wait to get atmospheric flight.
I really want to see how fast the fuel is going to be depleted. I hope it's going to be depleted quite fast, so that the Starfarer is going to have some kind of use in fleets like this.
For you, the lights on the end of the wingtips as well that will blink intermittently, so they'll swap around. So when you're in transform mode, they'll kind of like switch which one's going. Alex did an amazing job on that. All around the back, these thrusters kind of present themselves to you in their gravity cradle.
Now that's what I wanted to see. The cockpit. It does have, I mean, I wish the struts were a little bit different, but it does, those round thing here, kind of feels like a reverse TIE Fighter cockpit. It's very interesting. I wish the struts, there could be more struts though to keep that feeling, but overall it's very nice. Interesting to see that the HUD is on top, very MISC, right? Very reminiscent of ships like the Prospector or the Reliant as well.
Will flip up and down depending on whether it's landed or not. When you're in atmosphere, you'll notice the bottom ones move more than the top, but once you're in space, that flips around. It's so maneuverable. You're constantly going to be throwing it around in directions it shouldn't be.
Wow.
You're like pulling stupid amounts of G-forces. So
this is insane. I mean, how is this ship going to fare in racing? That's going to be an amazing little ship for racing as well because of these thrusters. I'm also going to be trying out this, especially since there's this track right next to Lorville. I think this is going to be a race winner as well. That because of how easy it's going to be to just maneuver it because of the Xi'an technology. And what do you guys? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. If you're a racer and you know a thing or two about racing, how do you think the Mirai is going to fare in racing? I would really love to know what
having that visibility is going to be really important, and it's something we tried our best not to compromise on.
The view from the cockpit allows you to see pretty much the whole.
Yeah, it's definitely a Kratual that you can see here, that you can definitely recognize the Xi'an cockpit.
Picture of combat ahead of you. You have fantastic agility to maneuver yourself around threats, and it just looks really cool. Just the cockpit picture you have with the guns in your view all the time, firing away.
Oh wow, that is going to be a little bit blinding as well. There's like light everywhere. You know, it reminds me a little bit of the Gladiator when you have a gunner and a Gladiator and you are fine. You can't see anything, but at the same time, you know that you get. So it's a choice, right? You are choosing to get this experience.
Missiles launching right next to your head. It's a truly unique experience compared to our other ships.
We really tried to keep the HUD as minimal as possible. That was something I spent a lot of time in white box designing, like the layout of it and stuff. And we ended up settling on just like a small kind of like glass transparent panel of all the MFDs and the radar at the top. The flight controls fold out of the armrest. There's a lot going on for people flying this ship. So the last thing we want is to overthrow you with buttons. Area to actually shoot is tiny, right? This thing's like a real glass cannon.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Dominating small profile. You probably look at it come towards you like, oh, what is that? You know, it feels like a wasp, but you'll probably hear it hit you.
Yeah, this is the kind of ship that you would definitely fly in groups or in swarms, right? I would not imagine a group less than 3 of these. You need at least 3 of these, in my opinion, to be effective, and you need to be with a couple of friends. That's why I'm going to pick 3, so that we can fly as a small wing and do stuff, attack NPCs, attack other players who have a bounty maybe, or defend ourselves. But as a solo ship, first you have to carry it, obviously, and then I don't think it's going to be strong enough to withstand even light fighters like an Arrow.
Before you realize what it is, the profile of this, it's so aggressive. It's like these massive triangle shapes, but it's still got that.
Well, look at that. It's got the missiles on top here of the wings where you already have those big guns. This is indeed a very aggressive looking. But it does look very MISC too at the same time.
That MISC kind of flow to it. So one of the things I cannot wait to see is when I'm stood on like Daymar or something and I look up and see like 5 of these things whiz past me at stupid speed. It's just really satisfying to see this silhouette flying around, whether you're in it or on the floor looking up.
Too furious.
The Fury chassis is designed to support multiple variants.
Yes! Yes, just like the TIE fighter. You got a gazillion different type of TIE variants, and you're gonna have a lot of different Fury variants as well. Awesome. We got the Fury, the regular Fury, which is like TIE Interceptor. We got the Bomber as well, which they're gonna talk about later, I suppose. There can be lots of other things. The Advanced, maybe a bigger one with a quantum drive. That would be great. Of course, it's gonna be bigger, like the TIE Advanced, maybe. One with even more wing than the Fury Defender. I don't know. The sky's the limit with this thing.
And we're exploring these over time, but we are introducing an additional variant alongside the base version at Invictus Launch Week. The Fury MX takes the core of the base Fury and simply replaces all the guns with all the missiles.
The amount of missiles on the wings is just so stupid. Big. I remember being told how many we were going to be putting on it.
And I just say yes.
Did everything I could to make sure.
How many do you want?
Everything that was supposed to be a size 2 stayed a size 2. I think we've got like 20 missiles on it now, and only like I think it's 8 of them are size 1s. So yeah, have fun with that.
12 size 2, 8 size 1.
Absolute Nova damage variant. This thing is designed to put out the maximum amount of damage in as short a period of time as possible.
Yeah, on top of all the missiles, we also add a deployable blast shield.
We have to do that at long range.
Provides additional armor to the front of the ship, whilst reducing visibility as the trade-off for that.
We really wanted to make this variant feel different, and that's exactly what we've got here with the black.
At least, and I have a little bit of regret. In my opinion, they should have at least put 2 size 1 guns. Maybe under the cockpit. There should have been 2 size 1 guns so that the ship can defend itself at least, right? If it's under attack or something, because once you are out of missiles, you can't do anything and you have to rearm. So
blast shield. I just think it's awesome the way it comes down. We got the little MIRAI boot screen as well.
That's very
taking
cool.
Some of the inspiration from some of the more alien manufacturers as well, and it really gives it that kind of alien vibe. Like you can tell Xi'an Tech's been involved with it when you look at it. When its blast shield's down, it's got all these cool sensors on the outside. It just looks utterly terrifying, and it's awesome.
So the MX is designed to launch from the parent craft, do one or more multiple missile attacks on larger crafts. So you launch, you commit to your run, deploy your blast shield down, and launch your payload, and then get out of dodge and return. And utilizing all the tractor beam improvements in Alpha 319, you can then rearm the ship and repeat to your heart's content.
There we go. Exactly right. But you have to make sure that you have the missiles available inside your ship.
So the Fury is designed to compete against some of our most agile and capable fighters, such as the Arrow and the Gladius. It does that by being much more agile than those, as well as being a smaller form. So you're going to be outmaneuvering. It does have limitations there. It doesn't have a quantum drive, so its range is
hard to
sort of limited around planetary bodies, and ideally it is carried.
Look at that, you got the Fury behind, and of course the Scorpius for an amazing shot here. I love this. That is definitely X-Wing versus
within other ships.
The Fury doesn't have a quantum drive because there's not room. If we tried to put a quantum drive in this thing, it would have doubled the size of it, and then it wouldn't have fit in as many ships as it can. It's more maneuverable, it's faster, it's more heavily armed, it's got everything going for it.
My favorite thing about the MIRAI Fury is
let me tell you, that ship, it doesn't need a counter drive. It's going to be perfect in an 890 Star Destroyer. That's where it's going to go, in the cargo hull of the 890 jump.
Definitely the thrusters.
We've managed to get fully 180-degree rotation main thrusters, meaning that we don't have specific retros. This also means that it's got much more efficiency when it comes to turning and strafing and all sorts of flight maneuvers, because it can put its main thrust in pretty much whichever direction it needs to go.
That is insane.
They are a great ship to bring along as a...
The thing is that those thrusters, which are turning pretty much all over the place, and they're not side thrusters, they're not minor thrusters. These are the main thrusters that just can go everywhere, and that is going to make a huge difference when it comes to the maneuverability of the ship.
Sort of defensive package to allow you to react to threats coming at you, or launch very short-range attacks on other ships.
I imagine people who are using like eye trackers, or like, you know, they're really like on it, like looking around, trying to see what's coming up. It's going to be super useful for them, because you're in dogfights constantly in this thing.
Ideally, you would bring multiple of these, and because of their size, you can
Wait. Let's have again. I'm very excited about the different hangars here. What hangar is this? For me, I think that this is the 890 jump.
And because of their size, you can load.
Oh, the Karak?
Quite a lot in quite.
Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. You can put 3 of these in the hangar of a Karak. Nice. This is so cool. So let's imagine, you know, you do a little bounty hunting mission. You keep your Karak a bit far, and you take a couple of Mirais, you go away. Maybe you die, you take another one. You die, you take a third one. You can even solo bounty hunting missions with this. And then you respawn in your ship.
A lot of our other ships.
A lot of players and a lot of people like to bandy around the words pocket carrier. Well, this is the ship for the pocket carrier. This is the ship that will fill the pocket carrier.
Which is something that existed already. We've done that on the channel before, the main channel, with the Merlin and the Archimedes in C2 Herculeses, but it kind of was a little bit junky. I really cannot wait to see how much better it's going to be here with the Mirai.
Yeah, it's the pocket fighter.
In a fleet engagement, the Fury sort of takes on that very typical sci-fi trope of the larger fleet engagement starts, a ship opens its doors, and all these fighters pour out of it. It is so small.
That is the C2 Hercules. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can put a full squadron. You can put a full squadron of those in a C2 Hercules.
And compact that really bringing lots of them is no disadvantage to yourself. You just launch them all out of the ship, and they just cause merry.
All right, so that is that's an Idris here. Of course, in an Idris, there's going to be a ton of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's at least 2 squadrons of those.
Very havoc.
Wow. I really want like aircraft carrier vibes off this thing, and at events like Xenothreat or Jump Town, you'll just be sat on the ground looking up, defending it, and see this kind of normal-sized ship coming towards you, and you think, oh, we can deal with that. And then just Furies come flying from all directions at you, and you just don't know where to shoot. And like all your ground-to-air defenses are like...
Yeah, all of a sudden the Caterpillar becomes the Kraken pillar.
Stretched because there's so many small targets fleeting around you. I just can't wait to see what the community does with this ship.
We will. Furry Road? What is this
ship has a big place in my heart, as it's the first vehicle I've worked on here at CIG. I had so much fun designing like all the intricate details and how it would fold away and how it would all transform when it's in deployed mode. And I was so like impressed and amazed by how everyone from all the different departments brought it together. So it was like this massive moving, everything just seems to be moving constantly when you fly it around. And it really feels like it's alive almost, and it's really satisfying to just see how it comes over. And I can't wait to work on more ships that give me that feeling.
The flying
and hopefully everyone is excited about the Fury as we are internally. It's been probably one of the most favoured ships internally during its development.
Wow.
Then we'll look at doing some more variants in the future.
Like we are, yes. Please bring the variants.
This week? Well, we
learned some really exciting things. Cannot wait for this Invictus. I'm going to buy a lot of them. We're going to be giving them away on the main channel as well. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Catch you guys later.